Hi folks, Chris Anderson from Mount Comfort RV. Doing a video here late in the day because a customer requested it, so hopefully he loves what he sees here. If not, if it's still up in 30 days, then I guess it's fair game. But this is the 2015 Newmar 4369. We're losing a little bit of light, so I apologize if we're getting some funny glares here, but it's getting late in the day, but that's okay. 4369 is my favorite floor plan from Newmar beyond any. I think they just nailed it inside and out. But let's take a look at some of the features on the outside. First thing we're going to find, this is the step that was primarily found on the Mountain Air last year. It comes out and it actually goes down to the ground level itself. So if you have anybody that has trouble with that big first step that is oftentimes way up here, this one actually comes down, senses where the ground is, and adjusts itself appropriately for that. So that's a wonderful feature. Like all Newmars, they're flush mounted slides. This is not found by other manufacturers in this price point. This is something that if you go to a Newell bus for $2 million, you can find flush mount slides. Other coaches in this price point, they use a piece of plastic or fiberglass to hide their gap here because it overlaps. Well, whenever you have an overlap, that's an opportunity for rain, noise, wind noise, that type of thing to get in there. So Newmar flush mounts their slides so they fit nice, like they should. Of course, you have a dual fuel fill on this coach. You can fill it from either side, which is nice because you never know what you're getting into with some of these gas stations that are tight. Look how thick the baggage doors are, okay? That is something that other manufacturers are skimping on a little bit. And then here's my favorite one to show you. This is their basement floor. Other manufacturers, what they're doing here is a 1/4 inch, a piece of steel, a piece of plastic, a piece of fiberglass, but at the very most, it's about 1/4 inch thick. We're like this. It's 1.5 inches, maybe more, full of insulation, full of a metal blocker that blocks from road debris on the bottom of that. But the big portion is, what good does it do you to insulate this, to insulate this, to insulate this, if you don't insulate the floor? This is why Newmar coaches are absolutely the best in the industry in cold weather or in extremely hot weather at keeping you comfortable inside your coach. You're not worried about your tanks freezing. You're not worried about lines freezing up. They're very well protected in this area that they do indeed pump heat into whenever your hydronic heating system is operated on here. So that's enough on insulation. Let's move on to this. Nice feature here. We have the Dometic. It's a refrigerator or a freezer, either one. We'll open this up here. You can set the temperature to refrigerate or to freeze. This is operated off 12 volts or 110 volts, either one, so it will operate going down the road. My favorite part of this, I think sometimes people forget to show, with the slide tray that Newmar uses, this is fine when the slides are in, but if this slide was out, it would be covering this, this unit. That's why they made it come way out, so even with the slide fully extended, you can still get in there to get your steaks out of the freezer. All right, let's move back a little bit, see if this is unlocked. Nah, I figured. This is gonna be a nice Sony television on here. I forgot to unlock it, like I said, on short notice with this video, but you've got a nice pull-out TV on a swivel. I believe it has a sound bar below it as well, so that's behind here. You'll have to take my word on that one or come see it. Look at our basement space. As a raised rail chassis, we have tremendous storage space in the middle of this coach. We optioned in one large slide tray, and the nice part about the large slide tray is it goes out either side. So if you look in there and what you want's on the other side, go to the other side of the coach, open it up and slide the tray out this way. They operate very easily. There's some extra tiles there if you would ever need them for the inside of the coach as well. We did not option in a tray here. There was one optional. A lot of people don't like to you lose a little bit of height when you add the storage tray. So this is, if you have taller totes or something to put in here, this is a spot where you do that. Also, the control unit for your door awning. There is a little awning over the door. That controls the wind sensor on the door awning, is what that is hanging on the wall back there. You can also see where you would dump your Dirt Devil bags. All right. Now this compartment right here, this is actually, behind that panel is water tanks. Most coaches don't even put a door here. This is just a blank that doesn't open. Well, with Newmar, it does open. You can certainly get in there. They give you a little spot to hang accessories. Obviously, it's a little pegboard there if you want to hang tools and extra extension cords, stuff like that. You can certainly do that. We have a tag axle. A lot of people are looking for that in coaches. Adds a little bit of stability going down the road. Obviously, when you're in a 43-foot coach, nice thing to have. Just that much more carrying capacity. When you have a tag axle, you don't have to worry about, hey, am I going to be too heavy? Am I going to be overloaded? Should I take a full tank of water? Folks, if you want to take it with you with the tag axle and the carrying capacity that this coach has, take it with you. You're going to be well within specs. This is the chassis batteries for the Freightliner chassis. We also have the battery disconnect here as well for when you're putting your coach in storage. This is access to that. This is our DEF tank. If you don't know what DEF is, that's a long drawn out explanation, but I'll gladly give it to you. For most RVers, that's a tank you fill once or twice a year, and they've changed sides on it this year, so it's over here on the door side. All right, move around. This is a rear engine coach, obviously being a diesel pusher. It's 450 horsepower Cummins engine in here. And the nice part about it is when you open up this back hatch, what you do not see is maybe as important as what you do see. You can see how to check your fluids and all that, but what you don't see is the radiator. So many coaches, even at this price point, you open this up and you have a big radiator in your way. Well, you can't check your belts, change your belts, get to your fluids. Are very hard to work on if the radiator is in this compartment. They also cool better with the radiator on the side, so that's a nice feature. All right, moving on around. Here is our radiator as mentioned before. This is a full wall slide on this coach, so this slide room runs from here all the way to the driver's seat. Okay. We have window awnings that we've optioned in on this coach as well, so once you get camp set up, those just pull down nice and easy. Look how neat and clean the water station is. You have a whole house water filtration system in here. Every drop of water that comes through the coach goes through that. This is where you would dump your waste tanks as well. You've got hot and cold shower in here. We put in the hose reel, the power hose reel, so that's easy to pull back in. Everything's extremely well labeled. Everything's easy to get to. It's neat. It's clean. Okay. Well, these storage compartments along this side, for the most part, are going to have in them the opposite of the storage that you saw on the first side. So instead of wasting our time there, I know what people really want to see is the inside of the coach. Let's go see it. Hi folks, Chris Anderson with Mount Comfort RV. Well, we're doing the inside of our 2015 4369 Dutchstar. As I said when we did the outside, absolutely my favorite floor plan. I just don't know what they could improve on this. Every year they seem to do something a little better, but I look forward to offering them the challenge of improving upon this because I really think they knocked it out of the park. 2015, they brought a lot of features that were previously in Mountaineer. They brought them down to Dutchstar, but the Dutchstar price really didn't go up much. And considering the fact that last year Mountaineer was $100,000 plus more than a Dutchstar, the fact that this got most of the cool Dutchstar features without the price going up much is really something we're excited about for the 2015 model year. First thing you're going to notice with this is my favorite, what I call a mom and pop setup. We have two chairs directly across from the sofa instead of having like two sofas. Nothing wrong with that, but I think these are just a more comfortable seating space. And this is going to be directly across from your main television. This is obviously on the televator. There's a window behind there. So during the day you can be looking out on your patio, watching your grandkids, watching your neighbors, what have you. But at night, you close all the blinds down like we have it now, you get your beautiful Sony LED TV popping up, and you could not have better viewing angles. So many of them, you have a TV way up front, or you have a TV that's midship back by the kitchen, or it's covered by the slide when the slides are in. None of that makes a lot of sense to me. With this floor plan, it makes perfect sense. This can be viewed going down the road. This can be viewed, obviously, when you're set up like we are now with the slides wide open. This just makes much more sense in my opinion. All right. Few things here. First of all, we did option in the power shade option on here. This is a remote control that actually comes off the wall, can be handheld, and with the press of a button you can darken all the shades at once. These are day and night MCD style shades, so you'll have a screen for during the daytime, and then the blackout shade, if you will, which is what's down throughout the coach now. So that's all controllable with the touch of a button. Also, multiplex lighting is something that was a Mountaineer type feature last year. that we've brought back in to the Dutchstar this year. You walk in your coach right here, you reach up here, you can light up the bathroom, the main ceiling lights, the accent lights, all from one touchpad without walking all the way through the coach. That's a much nicer safety feature, so you're not walking through a dark coach in the middle of the night, and obviously convenience can't be beat. These panels are located all throughout the coach, so you'll see them throughout. They are LED backlit, so they're easy to find at night as well. The ceiling, very much improved. Obviously, instead of seeing the ductwork in the ceiling, they have it hidden behind the wooden diffusers here. These are easy to get to, just magnets hold these up. You can pull down on this, and you can see that Newmar, unlike other manufacturers, everywhere they have output ducts, they have return ducts. Most coaches, you have 10, 15, 20 outputs, and you only have one return per air conditioner. Well, that makes no sense at all. Everybody knows that to cool a coach off properly, it's not so much a matter of getting enough air in. Sometimes it's a matter of getting the bad air out, the warm air out. Not a problem today, as you can see, I have my coat on. All right, next we'll talk about the sofa. This does fold out. We all know you'll have guests sooner or later. When you have those guests staying over, you're actually got a nice fold and tumble sofa here that comes out and does make comfortable sleeping for two people. There's plenty of room to put an air mattress on the floor if you have more than two people, but like I said, for the most part, this is a mom and pop coach. Two people can sleep comfortably out here if they want to, if you do have the added guests. These chairs are extremely comfortable. When you sit down in these, they do recline, they do swivel. You're going to be very comfortable sitting here. This year they did add the little pull-out tray, nice place to set a drink on a table that is completely removable. That is just sitting there. If you want to stow that back in the closet and have more swivel room for the chairs, that's great. I like it with the table in place, so I've got a place to set a drink, but also, like I said, completely removable if that's not your cup of tea. Come back into the kitchen area. Newmar does their own Corian work, as you can see. They knock it out of the park. You've got a second color added to the edge here, just gives a nice dramatic effect. They've been doing a lot of these little details in the last couple years to just add a little more depth, add a little more pizzazz to their floor plans. Like last year, they brought these cabinets to where they come out deeper and out farther. You know, other than just doing what most manufacturers do, three equally sized cabinets, this not only gives you a little bit more storage, but certainly also adds something to the overall look of the coach. This is a 2-burner induction cooktop, very high end. All your modern homes today are coming with induction style cooking. That's what they're offering in the Dutchstars now. We optioned in the dishwasher as well, so it makes life a little easier there, not having to mess with that. These drawers pull out here. These are full extension ball bearing drawer glides, and when it's time for this to go away, it's time for a little more room, or you're putting your slide rooms in, this very easily tucks back away. When you start looking inside the cabinet, you'll really see the Amish and Mennonite craftsmanship that Newmar is known for. Little conveniences, pull-out trays, adjustable shelving in here. This is a cherry cabinetry that last year was not available for Dutchstar. This year it is, so that's very nice. This was a mountain air color last year. Still a little bit of an upgrade for Dutchstar, but as you can see, it's well worth it. This is cherry in its natural finish. They didn't darken it like a lot of times cherry does, but you really get a lot of the highs and lows that are natural to cherry wood in here. Something that's been very popular this year is the return of the Euro dinette. And for years you didn't really see the booth style dinettes in diesel pushers. It was something that people just didn't think they wanted. And I think the reason for that was originally they tried to put in just the same cheap booth dinettes that were seen in travel trailers or maybe cheap motorhomes, and they tried to bring that into diesel pushers, and people said, no way, that's not a comfortable seat. I don't care if it makes into a bed. I don't take that many guests with me anyway. So they weren't big fans of it. Well, what Newmar has done that makes this outstanding, this is actually real furniture. Unlike a lot of booths, when you lift it up, you're not seeing a piece of plywood underneath there, just a cushion sitting on plywood. What you're actually seeing on this is inner spring furniture. You've actually got springs under there. You notice it when you sit down. If you're somebody like me that carries a few extra pounds around with them, I've got plenty of extra weight here, and I weigh in at about 225 pounds. I've got plenty of extra, not weight, I've got that too, but I've got plenty of extra space here so that if I have a big meal, I'm not worried about getting in and out. the seating is extremely comfortable. This table does pull out. There's a leaf available for this as well. In fact, it's in the back closet. So you can extend for more seating if you want to, but for, again, just two people sitting here, you cannot find a more comfortable seat. This does not make into a bed. They said, you know what, this is just not what this clientele is looking for. This does not make into a bed, but it is an extremely comfortable booth, and there is storage underneath as well, and you can't get that when you do the table and chairs. Outlets all over the place in a Newmar, by the way. Let's step back here. This is an all-electric coach. You saw the induction cooktop, you saw the dishwasher, now you're seeing the all-electric refrigerator. So there's no propane system to worry about on here. It's got unlimited hot water capabilities with the hydronic system. If you're not familiar with hydronics, on how they heat the water, on how they heat the coach, please give me a call. I'll be glad to take as much time as it takes to explain exactly how all of that works for you. But when you have an all-electric coach, you're not getting a 6 or an 8 cubic foot refrigerator. You're getting residential refrigerators with built-in ice makers, with water and ice in the door, with a pull-out freezer. This is not some RV brand, folks. This is a Maytag. All right. This is a bath and a half floor plan. Bath and a halves account for a huge percentage of our diesel sales. Here's the half bath. We have the vessel sink. Nice little mirror in there. If you pan down low, you're going to see actually the central vac is in here as well. We pointed that out on the outside. It's got a double feature to it there where on top you can actually hook a hose into it that'll reach from the front to the back of the coach. But also you've got a little dustpan down there to where you can sweep stuff up to it. That little lever on top, you just kick that with your foot. That activates the central vac and you just sweep your dirt in. I wish I had that at home. Notice the way this door articulates. So many manufacturers, in fact a very big manufacturer that will remain nameless, came out to our dealership just to see how Newmar solved the problem of when you do a full wall slide and you bring your slides in, it gets a little tight here. How do you solve the problem of that door not hitting the refrigerator? Well, Newmar solved it by making the door articulate in the middle instead of being hinged at the back. And like I said, it was funny because we are fairly close to most of the RV factories. One factory actually sent down people, engineers, I use that term loosely, to figure out how Newmar was doing their door. And they were quite impressed by it. Large pantry here. Walking back into the bedroom, lots of storage. His and hers closets, maybe it's hers and hers closets, not my debate. Lots of drawers down below. Corian throughout the coach, again, Sony televisions. And here's the biggie, king size. So many times people are wanting these and they're frustrated because they're only getting queen beds, or they get a king and there's no room to walk around. Well, guess what? We've got a king. There's plenty of room to reach up here and make the bed on either side. You can get in and out of here very easily. You have one step up throughout this entire coach, and I'm about to do it right now. Stackable washer and dryer. And what's ingenious about this, obviously there's lots of coaches out there with washer and dryer. What makes this different? 9 times out of 10, the washer and dryer is in one of two places. Most of the time it's on that back wall, so it's eating up a big bunch of your closet space. But the new place people are putting them is in the middle of the coach, and then it takes away from your kitchen space. Right here, it really isn't taken away from either one. That's one of the beauties of the 4369 floor plan. You're not losing anything to add the washer dryer. My favorite improvement actually happened for 14, I believe, in the Dutchstar, but this is a brand new shower. It looks outstanding. It's huge. All my competition are using these little Neo angled shower, and those were great for years, but this is the next generation. This shower is absolutely huge. All glass, it's gorgeous. Obviously, second toilet back here, his and hers, Jack and Jill, whatever we want to call them, sinks here, and then on each side everybody has their own medicine cabinet, or my wife would have 2 medicine cabinets. Drawers right down the middle, storage under each side as well. And then look back here, because our washer and dryer is forward, you actually get the entire closet. Let me turn on some light back here. We have shelves back here. We have shoe shelves built into the back wall. We have a safe back here. I'm going to let the cameraman get in here. How great is that storage? All right. I think that pretty much sums it up. Folks, this is a 2015 Newmar Dutchstar 4369 floor plan. My name is Chris Anderson. Please give me a call. Let's talk more about this. Thanks for your time.